So in this data set, let's try to calculate average age of the subject and average income of the subject. And apart from that, let's also calculate the median age and median income. And apart from this, finally, the most frequent age or mode of age and mode of income variable. So let's take age and income variable first. Age and income. In stats, select mean, median, mode. You can also select sum. So click OK. I'm unchecking this frequency tabs because currently I don't need it, or let it be there, because in that case it is going to help us comparing the mode with the most frequent observation, and they are going to be same. So click OK. Okay, first we need to click continue and click OK. So this is our output, and the main output is this. You got total valid 250 cases for age variable and same 250 for household income. So there is no missing value in data. The average average age is 44 years for this sample, and average household income is $44,969.86 US. The median is slightly higher, and it is 45 years for age, but for income it's a bit lower. That's a $42,625 US. So we can interpret now median 45 as a value that in this case, or in this sample consisting of 250 individuals, 50% individuals are lying below 45 years of age and 50% individuals are lying above 45 years of age. So 45 is basically a number that is dividing the entire age series of observations into two equal parts, 50% above it, 50% below it. And if the distribution of age is a non-normal distribution, so in that case reporting median would be more instructive as compared to mean value. Now as compared to this, if you look at the mode, so it is 51. So what exactly mean, median, modes are? They are basically the measures of central tendency. So they are basically trying to tell us where most of the subjects are located. And if we take the first variable as age variable, so measure of central tendency is supposed to tell us what is the most common age for all the subjects studied in this sample of 250 individuals. So most representative or most common is for, now you need to be a bit careful when we use word representative and common synonymously. I don't mean to exactly use them as a synonym, but what exactly we are trying to convey is that measures of central tendency simply tell you where most of the scores are concentrated. So what is the most typical age of this sample? And if you go by mean, it's a 44 years. If you go by median, it's a 45 years. But if you go by mode, it's a 51 years. There's a huge difference between 45, 44 and 51. So modes can be misleading. Modes should be used, means any stat should be used only when we have sufficient understanding of it. So in this case, using mode is altogether not recommended, because you are not telling, like, say, which is the most common age value that is occurring in this observation of 250 individuals. That's meaningless thing. Maybe if you are in a show shop and you are supposed to tell your boss or customer or somebody that which is the most frequent or most common shoe size preferred by the customers. Our experience suggests that it's generally number 8 and number 9 for the males. So in that case, mode might be very useful statistics, not mean and median. So in this case, we can see mode is not a very meaningful stats for us, and you can have a typical heuristic in your mind that whenever your data is a continuous data, So in that case, mode is not a very right statistics to quote. So in that case, basically you talk about the mean and median. You talk more about mean when your sample, when your data is normal data, but if the same continuous data is non-normal, better you talk about the median. So now you understand in what situation to quote mean and in what situation to quote median and mode. Sum total is sum total of all the ages. Now that's again meaningless number. It's a 10,999. So it simply means if you add all these ages 43 plus 44 and so on, so you are going to get the 10,999, and that's not giving us any valid information, but only for the sake of understanding.